Welcome to the Lone Wolf Paranormal Podcast. I'm here with the San Antonio Deadseekers. Today we have all the group here, so it's going to be a great, exciting podcast. Please excuse the weather. Right now we're having bad weather, so you're going to hear thunder, winds, which is pretty cool, makes it kind of spooky. So we're going to go ahead and introduce every member today, and they're going to share their experiences and share a little bit about themselves. So we're going to go ahead and start with our first guest. Go ahead, take it away.
Hello, my name is Jeanette. I'm the case manager for SADS.
I'm John, co-founder and lead tech for SETS.
I'm Janie, founder of San Antonio Deadseekers. Just introduce yourself.
I'm Cynthia.
I'm Taz. I'm the reserve investigator.
And I'm Junior, lead investigator.
And we're also missing one, Javed. He wasn't able to make it out, but he's still part of our team.
Okay, yeah, definitely we'll get him in the future. We will start off with you. What got you into the paranormal? I mean, can you share me your best experience?
Sure. When I was young, I remember my family would get together, aunts, uncles. The adult table would either be playing poker games. While the adults are playing, they were sharing ghost stories, and instead of me playing with the kids, I was always on the adult table listening to those stories. So I grew up on it. So I was interested in the paranormal. So that's what got me started.
Okay. What about you, buddy?
Yeah, basically the same thing.
Same.
My dad would tell stories all the time, and half the time he was like, it would freak us out all the time.
He would see things. Sorry to interrupt, but
Well, that's it. I mean, I was like maybe 4 or 5 years old. I remember seeing it was like a figure. It kind of looked like a voodoo doll.
Yeah.
It was maybe about 3 feet tall, in the middle of the hallway, and
wow.
he had like red eyes and stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he was telling me to kill my family.
sorry.
Yeah, he was like,
It was real.
Yeah,
I remember
it's funny
telling
that,
him.
but he was telling me to kill
Yeah.
my family.
What about
And,
now? You want to do that?
Yeah, I guess I should have toned down, but no, not. But yeah, that's what I used to see that kind of stuff when I was little. That's what got me into
So that's what got you into it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
I mean, I already told my story. So.
Oh, okay. I was brought into it by Jeanette and Jonathan.
so you've seen things like as like a skeptic. Like,
Yeah.
have you seen something that kind of got
I've
you?
felt things, I've seen things, I've smelt and shit, I've heard it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the only thing that drives me to do it is because I can't stand the living.
Yes.
So, I like to meet the dead.
Yeah, I think everyone does, especially at work. Like I do with people all the time. So after a while, you're like, ah.
And I gotta sit next to her.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we call her the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
And you, bud?
I guess I could start back from when I was about, I want to say at least 9 or 10. Growing up with my parents, they were always in the paranormal, no matter what. Watching shows, going to grave sites, stuff like that. I guess you could say I was brought up into it, and I just stuck ever since.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I think everybody gets involved. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I believe that everybody has an experiences. I think growing up, like me, I was a child. I used to see a lot of stuff. I used to see like when I used to be playing a lot, my grandma used to watch me. So we used to play in this backyard, and it's weird because like this neighborhood is like it's like a dead end. So it's only like 3 houses, and it's a creek in the back, and we would play. And I remember one time I saw like this old man. It's like I was like 6 years old, and I'd be playing with my brothers, and this old man would come around, and he would just like talk to me. And all the time, I'd always tell my mom, like, oh, the next door neighbor's nice, and they would be, like, looking at me like, what are you talking about? But I found out later as I got older that the house next to me, because it was like an apartment, it was like a house, and it was an apartment. So, or efficiency, and he lived there, but he had died of a heart attack. So, like, I guess as I grew up, he stuck around, and he would come and go. I think I stopped seeing him when I was, like, 8.
Stopped seeing him?
Yeah, like, he just stopped coming around. Like, but I remember I used to see him, and he would just come out, like, it was weird, it was just, like, perfect, like, I would be playing outside, and he would just be there.
That's
Like,
great.
and not, like, waiting for me, but it would just be, like, if I'm here playing, and then it's like him, he's just there. And I'm like, oh, hey. And he'll come up to me and be like, hey, how you doing, son?
Wow.
And we would talk. And he would be real nice, and he would talk about life, and talk about, like, oh, be good to your mom, and, be a
Yeah.
good kid, and then, like, he'd leave. He would just, like, he'll be like, I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll be like, oh, okay. But, when you're a kid, you don't really focus too much on
Yeah.
on you know, on certain things. There you go. Okay, so yeah, you don't really focus.
Going to the light or something? What do you think it happened?
I don't honestly. I don't know. I know he was from what the people were telling me. He was a great guy. You know, like he was real nice. He was he was a grandpa and everything, but he just died in his sleep. You know, I mean, and I guess he just stuck around. I mean, like I said, we don't know how spirits. You know,
We don't know.
we don't know how they
That's
do
why
it.
We're here.
Yeah,
We
so-
want to know. Yes.
So like now going with y'all, like I know you guys have a lot of good, like I know you guys got a good technology, you know, and what's like I guess on your investigations, what was the best experiences you got, like evidence, I guess you can say.
Just say it's the best so
The
far.
touching, the leaving the marks,
Touching, yeah, scratching.
leaving the
I got
marks.
scratched.
Who's gotten scratched here?
Not scratched, but they've been
I got
touched.
scratched on my
I've been
leg.
touched. I've been scratched. How about you,
I
Dan?
got
My
scratched
hair's
on
been
my leg
pulled.
once.
You got scratched.
That was visiting Robert.
Your hair's
Duvall.
been pulled?
I
Yeah.
got cold air blowing in my face.
I got touched at
Oh,
Well,
that's right.
Vodka.
That's right. I got touched on there too. That's right.
Oh, you did?
yeah.
Yeah, I know when you were, yeah, you mentioned that right with the boot, right?
Yeah, with the
Yeah, I know
shoes.
like Elisa that went with us. She told me that she had saw some stuff like when you were doing your thing, like she was seeing like I think the mirror. She saw something in the mirror, like
Really?
like an entity. Yeah, I remember that room that there was like kind of like open, and there was like a mirror like on the right hand side if you walk
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, the blue van.
And yeah, she said she had saw something there when you guys, because like when we went with my former group, and they were like, you know, no disrespect to them, but you know, like we had a lot of people there, so you know, in investigations, I believe that you need to go in there, you know, like alone. You know, you can't have like 20 people and you know, not even 10. Like
Too
if you're
much
gonna,
contamination.
yeah, like if you're gonna want good evidence, you got to go in there with like maybe 2 or 3, maybe 5 the most. You know.
Right.
Couple of camera guys, whatever, or whatever, whoever's gonna bring in equipment. But you know, like I noticed when we were there, like we didn't really hear anything. I mean, when I got these EVPs, I still need to bring them out on my phone. It was just me and her, and like I told you, we had heard knockings, and we had saw like a shadow, like it is on broad daylight, like it's like there, and like it passed through, and
Oh,
it got
wow.
up from the cell, and I'm here with my phone like this, and it looked like it went like that, like no cameras, and it blurred out.
Oh, wow.
It blurred out the video, and then it fixed, and then Elisa was right behind me, and it did it to her, and then it like passed to her, and hers blurred out.
Oh, wow.
So like, and then we also heard, because like we went the first time, and I heard like the like a knocking, and I said, can you hear the knocking? And he hears ta ta ta, so it answered. Went the second time, didn't come around. We went the third time, and it was there again, and it knocked, and that's when it almost like, I think that's the only time I got close to passing out, because like it went
my
through me.
goodness.
And I was like, we're recording, and I'm here like, and I kind of grabbed her like, oh,
Yeah.
and she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, whoa, like,
You felt
I had like a little
dizzy.
surge, you know, like this, you know, oh, she tripped out, and she was like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, and then everything went. We didn't hear
That's
nothing.
hell?
Yeah, that's hell.
No.
Man, that's pretty bad. That's pretty cool.
So,
Right, it's like perfect.
let's go back to the scratching and touching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For instance, like you, where did you get touched or scratched down?
I got scratched on my leg, but that was during we were visiting Robert the dog. Like
Yeah.
after we left the
Yeah.
museum.
I don't think you got
That's all.
permission. You're supposed to get
Well, I didn't
permission.
take pictures.
But you're recording around. I got permission. I
Probably
don't
why.
want to bring anything back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that could've been why.
I even asked him, did you get permission? You're like, for what? I'm not recording it.
I wasn't around.
I was around now. I was
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's when I got scratched on my leg.
Was it like 3 scratches or?
It was one single.
So do y'all do like cleansings? Like do y'all have like sort of kind of like a little like cleansing ritual? Like, you know, like you guys go to some crazy like house that's, you know, like really active. Do you guys have something where like you guys maybe, you know, maybe it's a little prayer, you know, like kind of
Yeah, we'll pray before and after. And then I use sage, pretty much just sage everybody.
yeah.
And sometimes we'll have cleansers with us, you know. Like the last time we took Pete, and he cleansed the whole, you know, that was at
Yeah.
Yorktown, so. Yeah, we'll use that. Plus our beliefs, you know.
Yeah, definitely. So out of all of y'all, who's the sensitive?
We all got.
I think we all have them.
Like all of y'all got like some, you know, I know some have it strong, some have a little, some can feel
We'll
different.
start, like Junior, for
I
instance,
don't
he
really.
feels like
I'm really not one to feel anything. But sometimes I get like when we did Leia's house in Corpus the first time, I just walked in and it felt real heavy and real hard to breathe. I usually get those type of feelings, but I don't really like see anything or like. I just sometimes I feel weird if it's a dark place.
Yeah,
I
you feel
real
that-
heavy.
that
I'm
vibe.
not really a sensitive. I'm just mainly record, ask questions.
Yeah.
do equipment. That's what I do.
Like Najo at Yorktown, him and Jeanette, they did not want to go in the basement for
No.
nothing. No, they did not.
I'm not one to get scared easily, but hearing the story of what the priest did,
Yeah.
I got nauseated, covered my mouth, like I can't go in there. I cannot see that room, what he did to people in there. That's just not for me.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go in there. I know.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to go in there because when they were given the tour, I was fine throughout the whole hospital. Nothing was wrong. As soon as we get down to the basement, I started feeling a little uneasy. Which still, I mean, I can sense things like that, but it wasn't really bothering me until we started moving and we were actually going to another. I forgot where we were going after that.
The church.
No, it was the crematory where they would take the
Oh,
bodies
yeah,
and
yeah.
burn them. Well, while we were leaving, my leg, it literally felt like someone took them and crushed them flat.
Oh wow.
I couldn't move. I started getting a cramp in my calf, and I started getting a cramp on my thigh, and I could not move. So I was leaning up against the wall, and Xavier looked at me. He goes, "You all right?" I was like, "No." I said, "I can't fucking move." He
Yeah.
goes, "What's wrong?" I said, "My legs are cramping. I cannot move. I can't feel my legs." So he goes, "Well, let me help you out." So he helps me out of the room, and as soon as we get out of the basement,
Fine.
that feeling was
He
gone.
was
Yep.
okay.
They didn't want to go back at all.
Oh man, that's something I want to feel. Like the most I felt was when we had an investigation with my former group. I was around the Highlands area. I don't know exactly. It's where it's off of what's that thing, Hot Wells, and where the where the IHOP is.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's like that block. I forgot the name of the street though, but a girl hung herself there, and supposedly like there's I don't know if it's a demon or a spirit, but they call him the cowboy demon, and he took shape of I don't know if you've seen HEB charcoal. Like if you look at the HEB charcoal, there's like a guy with a cowboy hat. And it's like a dark shadow, and he's like so like this lady's talking about it, and she's always picking on her son. Like he comes with a little voice like come and play whatever. And this is like at 3 a.m. So finally he we're out there and we're cleansing and I just started kind of noticing that the spirit was on this side of the house. Like it kind of got scared and went off to the neighbors, and he was just checking us out. That's the vibe I got. He was like, and I was looking. I saw like the charcoal bag, and I told, at that time I told Kayla, I go, look, it's there's your shapeshifter, and she's like, oh wow, I goes, there's your cowboy, and this thing would hide in in this like house like storage room, but it was like all, and I hear that. When you have like a lot of stuff, like I guess like a hoarder kind of thing, like you have too much stuff, that's like ghosts would hang in there.
So they'll hang in there.
Yeah, like it's not good to have like
Too
stuff
much
like that because
stuff.
they hide like humans, they're just are like animals, they just hide in there, and
Attic.
yeah,
At
so
my house.
so like yeah, that at that time, what I felt there before I got there, it was crazy because like I just got off of work, and the investigation started like at 9 and I got off like at midnight, right? So everything was going already, and they're like, get here as soon as you can. I get there. I wasn't even thinking about it, man. I was just like, it's all happy and stoked, right? I was like, oh, we're gonna go in. As soon as I walk in that house, man, the guy goes, don't even go in that room. He's like, you're gonna feel like you're choking,
Wow.
and I'm like, whatever, right? I feel like this Darth Vader choke, like that, like, and I feel like this pressure on my chest,
Yeah.
like something's doing this to me, but like I couldn't breathe. I was like, and I was just coughing, and I felt like this crazy, like choking, like,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh my god, and I stepped out of the house, and he's like, what did I tell you? And after a while, I guess like being there and talking to the spirit, it was a little girl's voice would come through, and I don't know if that was her or not, but like she started releasing that vibe, and we were like going in the room and doing the EVP sessions and everything.
Oh, wow.
But that's kind of the only, and I felt like a pain in my back. Like I'm sitting there and I felt like shocked, and my throat was like hurting my chest, and I was like, I felt like I thought it was a heart attack. I was like, man, dude, am I experiencing like a stroke? Like these are like the sort of the symptoms. But after a while, when I calmed down, kind of chilled for a little bit, I stepped outside. then everything just
Reset.
surpassed. Yeah, everything just went through. It just like just normal. But yeah, she
Yeah.
I think that's the closest to what I felt as far as pain. You know, like as experiences so far. Like I want to hear. You know, I'm more like real excited. I want to go on investigations. I haven't gone for like 3-4 months. You know, so I'm like
So you're ready.
pumped up. Yeah, like I'm ready. Like, you know, I'm buying equipment, and I know Art's buying equipment, and I know he's giving me ideas. So like, there's this box that Steve Huff has. It's called the Pico box. I don't know if you've seen it.
That
It's like
small,
a
the square one?
yes, the 100 like that 120. Yeah, like
It's not that much.
he reviewed it and it works pretty good. You know,
Yeah.
like so I'm planning to get on that, and I want to buy like a cameras like these. You know, and hopefully do some more. But I plan to go out with y'all. You know, and I just want to go out. Like I don't care who it is. You know.
Like we just got the SB11 one. It's okay, but I do want to try the one Huff.
Yeah, like that, and see that's what Art got. He told me he got the SB. I think it's two of them, the SB 11, and there's a higher one. Like
The 7, which is the one he has.
yeah, it sounds pretty good. Like there's a little video on Amazon, like a guy doing it.
Pretty much the 11 is
Okay.
2 of the 7s.
Oh, okay, so
So you could do dual AM, FM you could do FM, FM.
yeah,
You know.
because it came up pretty clear. I know it's kind of like it makes a loud noise, like
Yeah.
and you hear it's like hi, and say something,
Yeah.
right?
That annoys me.
Yeah, like
It's
I'm
not
trying
for
to.
everybody, 'cause it gives
Well,
me migraines
I
after so
planned.
long.
I know like you have the ghost box, right? Like kind of like sort of sleeve Huff. I think it's kind of like that. But I know like this guy's selling like actual one for Steve Huff for like $600, and I'm like that. I'm thinking of buying it, like really, like and it takes a while. Like if I order it, it'll take a couple of weeks because I gotta make it. But
Yeah.
I'm so like impressed with it. Like I'm thinking of getting it. Like
Mhm.
that's kind of my investment.
Have
That,
Jonathan make it for you.
Huh?
Yeah.
It's basically the same thing.
Just
But
the
same thing.
The colors are expensive. They're like $9 piece.
yeah, he was, and that's what I was wondering. It's the same because like I like so stoked about it. Like I want to get one and bring it. Because
Yeah.
works pretty good. And
Our tech guy, he saves his money.
Yeah.
I'm trying it. Yeah, I'm trying it.
Whatever we have around the house, he'll figure something out. He'll use it, and
that's. I mean, I like the connecting and I have a connecting too. I just need to know how to fix it. How to
Put it together.
put it together and But yeah, that's you guys got some good stuff, and I know that whole. I know you. Well, I think it's recently, right, when you caught like an actual like entity on it or something like that.
That's the figure that we caught on. Where was it?
The Corpus?
Corpus.
The Corpus recently, yeah.
oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
It was like a little girl.
I didn't
It
even
was
watch
like-
it.
Well, she was standing up in the corner, or whatever, the front of the room, right?
Yeah,
And it showed up like it was like halfway to where it
Wow.
was. So it was like a little child.
and I remember seeing like a white figure just running like straight across. I'm like, is it this high? And I'm like,
Mhm.
yes, that's
She
it.
could see it.
It was
I
like
can see it.
hiding behind her, like she was scared of something that was in that room.
What I want to do, because I'm a big like spaghetti warehouse, like I love it there, and I know the former group that I was in, they were doing an investigation, but I'm trying to see if I can get y'all in there. Like I was talking to the manager there, and I'm trying to see if we can get like y'all to go in there and do an investigation, because I know like when I went with them, like we went in there, but it wasn't really like they had some people from like SA Monthly or whatever it is, and it just kind of killed the vibe. But I know we went down to the attic the second time, and this time we kind of went on our own, and it was me and Art that went down there, and a couple of the members that were there, and man, that attic, that basement, it's like long, man. We heard some crazy stuff. Like it was like those old movies, like you walk in there, you see that one wooden chair, and it's just like
Oh wow.
it looked like it was already placed there on purpose, but it wasn't. Like, and he was calling it out, and EVPs were coming through, and everything started shaking, dude. Like the pipes were like are you here? And you hear footsteps. Like, are you over there? And you hear like that. We were getting good evidence, and then we went back up because like we were already timed and everything. But yeah, like I'm gonna see if I could talk to him and try to get like maybe have the manager reach out to y'all or something, like
Let us know.
and do the investigation, because I think when we did it the first time and the second time was pretty good. The first time I know we didn't really get too much stuff, like it was because there was so many people.
Too many
and
people.
It's just and it was all just about more like look at me, I'm on the camera type with them.
Yeah.
It wasn't more like, hey, forget this, just get evidence,
Mhm.
and it's just more like, well, we're right here, and this, and they're just introducing what they're doing, and then it's like, okay, any minute now, like, and that's kind of what I don't like, it's kind of, to me, that's being too much like like those paranormal shows. Like you just want to get views
Yeah.
and I don't like that. To me, it's just like if you're gonna go like go for the evidence. Go for don't go for the.
That's what we try to do.
We don't take too many people with us. We try and just keep it to the bare minimum. Yorktown, we took 3 extras, just because it was a big place. But if it's a small place, we just stick with us and we concentrate on gathering evidence rather than being out.
Yeah, see, and that's what I like about y'all. Like I see y'all's videos and y'all are all like just on it. Like when you guys were spending the night, of course you guys are talking because you're in the room and you're explaining what's going on and y'all were getting like some good stuff. It's like wow, that's pretty cool.
The Murder Plantation?
Yeah, the plantation.
Oh yeah, that was.
Like man, it was like everybody liked
Did
it.
you
Like
see it dancing?
huh? Yeah.
Did you see that?
Like I posted
stick
it
figure?
and like everybody was like, because like everybody at my work they found out that I'm into the paranormal and so they're like, oh man, that was a great video. And like you were there. I'm like, no, these are my friends. Like these are the groups that I hang with. They're like, man, it's freaking awesome. Like I want to go there. And they want to go. They're like, oh wow, and
That's awesome.
yeah. I told them I go, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure like oh that's beautiful. And I go, man, they really got a lot of EVPs. The one I want to do is the one in Bernie, the Dillinger Hotel.
Okay, I've heard about that.
My Lisa, she lives there, so we'll go hang out once in a while and I'll go drive up there. And she's like, that is like haunted. Like she's telling me that there's a lot of stories. So I don't know if you guys maybe want, if you guys want to like write it down and
Yeah.
man, if you guys let me know, I'll definitely
Great.
Next time you go, let us know.
go out there but I know that's one of them. My dad told me about a mental hospital that's in here. I'll ask him when we get down there, but he was telling me that it's an old hospital like back like in the 50s. It's already
Yeah.
closed down. It's like a mental institute, I guess. It's closed down. I forgot where it was. It's on some part of the south side. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Is it by the
over
ghost
there.
tracks?
I believe so.
Yeah, it's
It
on
used to
Farm
be-
Road.
Yes, it's on.
I think he was telling me like he's like, why don't you guys go there? Like really.
Just-
It's
We reached
gated.
out.
Oh, it's
I
gated.
reached out to actually Bear County Sheriff's secretary, and she directed me to facility management, but they haven't said nothing. I don't know if they're ignoring my request or what.
Yeah.
But, it used to be the old training ground for Bear County Sheriff, and then they moved, so now it's fenced in, and you can't get in there. I mean, I know a back way in, but it would
Yeah.
be trespassing, and we're not about that.
Yeah.
Well, back in the day,
I'll
I
go by
was.
myself,
Yeah.
but
I've been there.
Yeah.
Maybe about 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It's run down. I mean, it's like the Yorktown Hospital. There's just stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
I remember going in, had a group of people with me. They're all chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Walking in, it was during the summer, super hot. But once you walk in that building, it's super cold. It's
Yeah.
freezing in there. And I remember we're hearing footsteps like right above us, like heavy, like somebody wearing like boots, and they just started running. I'm like, okay, so am I supposed to run to or what?
Is that a hint?
So yeah, I mean, I had to go, but yeah, we went back like almost every single day.
She got pictures too.
Yes.
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool,
we
yeah.
have it on our Facebook.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I'll look it up so I can post it on mine and share the.
when I was younger, I went in there too. You had to go into the group of friends of mine. We went over there. We snuck in through the basement because the window was open. I jumped in the basement. I looked around. I said, "Hell no!" And I got out. That was back then before I was all into this. But
Oh my
it
God.
was just scary. Just the basement part of it
Yeah.
was really crazy. So I got out of there. I was like, "Nope, this ain't for me."
Yeah, there's just one. I don't even know that cemetery right off of like going down Military. It's right about it's like Stanton Airport, I think.
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I know if you drive like past it, if you're going towards the cemetery, but you don't go in, and the street like passes the airport, and I know if you keep going, it gets like crazy, like it's like trees are coming in.
Yeah.
It gets real like boony, like the boonies
it's
and stuff.
over there by the
And-
Devil's Bridge.
Yeah, it's a 1-lane bridge, and I wanted to go back there, and I know I went there. Man, this was like many years ago when I was like I think like my 20s when I went, and we just watched the Blair Witch Project, and it was at the movies. It was really big, so like me and a couple of buddies of mine were I had my party van, right? So my mom was like, you can have it, because like they had a new car. All right, cool. So I picked up. We were from work, or like 8 of us. I went in that van, right? And we drove out there, and we're all like stoked, like yeah, we're gonna see some cool stuff, right? And we go there, and we're picking up EVPs, right? And it's already spooky as hell because it's like cold, this beautiful sunny like moon. It's this full moon, beautiful. And as we were coming back, everyone's all like, all right, you know, we got a little fun on, and the girls were already getting spooked out. Right? So like, all right, so we were already going. I'm driving them back, right? And then I noticed something like when we passed through the cemetery, I see this candle, and it's like cold. It's like the wind's blowing. It's like 25, 30 miles an hour. It's cold as hell, right? And this candle is like in the middle of the cemetery. It's just going like that, waving like that. And I'm here like, what the fuck is that? And my friends will point out to it. They're like, look. So we stop. And of course the girls are flipping out. They're like, no, go. So we're like, okay. So we stop, and I just see it, and I'm like, I go, no, maybe it's just like it's gotta blow out. And this thing, the wind's blowing, it wouldn't blow out. Like it was a candle in the middle of it.
That's crazy.
And I was like, oh my god, like it just kind of creeped me out. I'm like, okay, well we're gonna go now, you know. So we took off, and that's like the thing I remembered, you know, and I was like, oh man, we gotta come back. But at that time, you know, I wasn't into the paranormal. I was into it, but I didn't have a group or anybody, you know. It was just
Yeah.
something that I was like, well,
Yeah, we gotta go.
yeah, but
There's
I
tales
definitely.
that there's actually a blue light that it will just
It
float.
appears.
Yeah, it appears. You try to follow it, and it does not stop. You won't be able to catch it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Supposedly.
because I grew up on the south side, so
Yeah.
I know a lot of the scary places around there. And on our first date, that's where I kind of took him. Like we parked
she took me
near
out
the
there.
Stenson Airport and the cemetery, and he's like, "Wow, it's dark over there. What is that?" I was like,
I
"It's a
didn't-
cemetery."
I
He's
didn't
like,
know that was
"What the
theirs.
heck?"
I never heard of it, so I'm
Those are-
curious now.
Yeah, like it's really spooky. Like it's called the One Lane Bridge, but they call it the when they say it was the Donkey Lady Bridge, but then when I went with my former group, they went to the and Yoga over there. We went to the one over here off of
Highway 60.
yeah,
Okay.
and that one was like a park and everything, and
Yes.
that one to me was I know they caught some stuff, but like we didn't really get nothing going at that time, and I did say that along how to take care of some stuff, but I know that One Lane Bridge, it's like real spooky. Like it's kind of like creepy spooky, like you go into the woods on your own, you know. This one over here at the park is it's okay, yours there, you know, but like I really want to go back. Like if you guys ever go, like I'm pretty sure y'all get some because it's like by the cemetery, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna get EVPs and you guys are gonna get some good stuff there, and it's
There's a neighborhood near there.
Yeah.
Missions. My sister lives in that neighborhood. I'm trying to see if we could get in to investigate her house because she has 3 kids. They've all described the same man that they see. They call him Mr. Spooky. He's dressed in the soldier outfit. Her neighbors actually caught a picture of his foot. Like
whoa.
they're just taking random pictures. But I'm pretty sure that whole entire neighborhood is haunted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's always wanted to go to. The missions, like one I really want to go to, and I think y'all, you guys went by there at the Minger Hotel.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I know that I went to investigation, but I know, well, at least with I know like my former group, we were trying to reach out to them, and they were like, then they said no.
Aw.
But I talked to a few of the workers there that go by HEB, you know, and I'm talking to them, and they're like, oh yeah, if you pay for a
if you
room,
rent a room,
yeah, they don't care.
Whatever.
And I'm like, I'm down, you know, like I don't mind paying for a room, you know, like.
Yeah.
And so they told me that it's cool, but you have to like, of course, get a room. You know,
We're
what I mean?
trying to see which room has the most activity. We've been reaching out to, like, he knows
There's
somebody
one.
that used to work there.
Yeah, one of my friends was the general manager of the Minger Hotel. He's since moved on.
Yeah.
I reached out to him, and he's gonna get back to me with what room is the most haunted room there. And we actually walked around the Minger one time. We just walked in and just went up and walked the third and second floor.
Yeah.
We just walked around, and it's just walking around. It feels creepy. Everything's old.
Oh.
Everything's like
Yeah,
old.
that's kind of what I want to feel like. I want to go in there and I just want to feel pumped and then get that. Wait a minute, what's this crazy feeling? Like when I used to work at the movie theater, AMC, like this a while back, man, it was like we would see stuff there. Like I think it. I see. I don't know. I haven't been there like forever. I know they remodeled it and everything, but I know Theater 11. It was like the biggest one. It's like way at the end. If you remember, if you ever gone there, the biggest theater they have, and that's where all like the prime movie, the premiere movies goes, right? And like, I don't know how many seats it has, like maybe 100. I don't know. But I know we would always see like a ghost guy there, a cowboy ghost,
What?
and it's crazy because like he would sit on the 8th row, in the middle of the seat. I forgot what seat number, and he would just sit there. And when we're cleaning, you know, like we're, you know, the everything's still dark, but the credits are going right, and people are walking out, right? So and there's a little bit of lights, so we're there cleaning right until the credits are done and the lights all come on. So we would see him, and people were like, and some people would be like, "Sir, the movie's over," and he wouldn't say anything, and then he would like disappear. Like the moment you would turn your back, like, "Oh, okay, whatever," and you pick up and he's gone. and then sometimes you would see like shadows move,
Like a shadow.
like something running, like, and you're like, and I would see that a lot. So I remember one incident there where the maintenance guy, we were just closing and they do overnight. So one of the ladies there was like freaking out. Like she came in the morning. It was like 10 o'clock when they opened, and he was telling me that one of them just quit because one of the ladies that was cleaning, she had her headsets on. She's like, we're doing her thing, right? And something went, and she like that, and she asked all the players, you playing? And she thought it was one of the employees just playing the trigger, but she's alone. Cause it's a big building, so like
Yeah.
she's doing and the lobby was huge, so like she had a vacuum it. She was vacuuming it. She did it to her, and then one pulled her hair, and when she pulled her hair, she saw nobody. Like she's in a clear, like there's no way, like a guy would run. I mean,
Oh my God.
there was nothing to hide. It was just so open that you would see the person who pulled it, and she quit.
Wow.
And I remember one time we heard that's when the Sixth Sense came out, and man, it was we were watching. I think towards the end of the Sixth Sense. If you watch, you hear the movie Spooky, right? The music, and then you hear that guy. Do you remember the scene where he's playing the tape, and he's a little boy. He's talking to that patient who was helping, and then he's alone. He's like, okay, well, I'll be right back, and he leaves, and then he hear like a sound, and he puts it louder, and then you hear like a guy talking in Spanish, like, I'm dead, you wanna get a morir, and the kid's like,
Oh yeah.
okay, well, at the end of the credits, you hear that, like. And it's crazy because we're all like there, and all you hear is like, yo no quiero morir, and like,
Oh my God.
so like what's crazy is like when that happened, the girl that I was with, she like jumped all over me, right? And me, of course, I liked her. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, right? So I felt like Superman, right? But then I noticed something. I look at the lights turn on, and I look on the roof, like on the top of the thing, and you see footprints, man.
What?
Like footprints,
Wow.
like people feet. Like I'm talking about, and I'm here thinking, how in the hell
Wow.
is that gonna happen? I mean, I don't think I could put instruction codes just like climb
Yeah.
the wall, like, and I just saw that, and then like the moment I noticed that, I stayed there, and I was like, you know what? And I went in back of the curtain, and as soon as I went back of the curtain, I heard was boom, boom, like on the roof, like like it was stomping, and I ran,
Oh,
I ran out of
yeah.
there, and it was like, forget it, like.
Crazy.
So I know that things happen there because like that one. And then like my friend, he was a projector guy, and I remember one time he called in and I was doing the projecting. So like when you're a projector, you're in control of every movie. Like, I'm talking from 1 to 12. So and you get like one's gonna end because you have a schedule. Like, okay, so this one's gonna end. Okay, fine, I'll set up the other one, and the other credits are going. So that gives you time to catch up, right? And I remember one time it's a big room up there. It's like huge. Like you have all the projectors and you got the break room, and I just remember seeing like when I'm here like focusing, I just see someone walk like like that in the corner of my eye, and then I'm like, what the hell is that? And then I go to the room and of course it's a break room together, so I'm yelling like, hey, whoever it is, and I thought I saw somebody, and there's no one there.
Nobody was
I would
there.
always see like just someone walking.
And how come it's always like, I do the same thing, it's always on the side, like you see the person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You notice like
It's-
always
it's-
peripheral,
Yeah,
Vision.
it's always on my right side.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
I
you
don't
see
know.
somebody walking.
That's something I don't know. Like I mean, like like now that I get more in the paranormal, like I see things. Like when I come home at night, my eyes get. I guess because like me, my body works is like if I'm weak and everything, and my senses are, I'm not. My senses get heightened. Like everything just gets on like a defense mode, like alarm mode. Like, and I remember like when I'm driving, sometimes I see things. Like I'll see shadows. Like I'm driving and I'm like, wow, I just saw somebody right there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, and my daughter sees it too. She'll see it, but when I'm really sick and that's when things start coming out more.
When you're sick.
When I'm sick, because you're weak and your mind is like in and out, so your mind is open. It's like that window is open, that third eye is open, so you start seeing things like, like when I was sick. One time when I used to be married, I was with my ex. We used to live out there towards on Goliath Road around there. It's right across from K-Chang Middle Elementary. Well, we lived there, and it was it's like real spooky. Like the neighborhood is nice, but when it's dark, I liked it because it was like the lights. There were only so many street lights. So it was nice and dark, and we had this big tree, and I loved it. I used to sit outside and we would talk. And I remember one time I was so sick, man. I was like out of it. I had the cold, and I remember one day I couldn't sleep. I didn't sleep that one night, and I woke up, and I finally dozed off, and I got up, and this is like 7 o'clock. It's all beautiful and everything. And I'm here. My ex-wife at that time was like, babe, go to sleep. She's like, oh, you need to sleep. And I'm here like, no. And I was getting into this like show that we're watching. And then I look in the corner and down the hallway, like the hall, there's the bathrooms there. And then there's my room. I have my personal room. I used to play games there, right? So like, it was my man cave. So like, I just see like this cat,
What?
the silhouette of a cat just walk into my room. And I'm here like,
Wow.
"Did we got a cat?" I told my ex, like, "Oh, what's a cat going into the room?" She's like, "What are you talking about?" I like, "There's a cat. Look, there it goes." And I'm seeing it moving, like I'm seeing it,
Wow.
but it was just like a silhouette. And it walks in there, and she walks in there, and she's like, "There's no, go to sleep," go to sleep, and like, but yeah, like I experienced a lot of things there. Like I remember one time I was asleep, and I don't know if it was like because I would sleep and then I would the alarm on, and I remember I forgot to set the alarm, and someone woke me up for work. But I remember I was sleeping I was sleeping in my room, and I always I was always scared, so I always sleep with the door closed, right? And I remember I hear something go boom 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 boom, and I'm like half asleep, half awake, and I wake up like, and then I see the alarm because I forgot to set it, and I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta go to work, like, but something woke me up. I don't know who it was. It was like boom, but I see a lot of stuff back then, like it was. But that's when, like I tell you, when I'm half asleep, my mind goes into like this crazy thing.
It opens up.
Yeah, and there's another thing too. There's this one guy. His name's Spiritual Soul, and he's like, you can look him up on YouTube, and he talks about like meditation and third eyes and like there's this music that's called DMT. Well, it's actually like a drug, but DMT, it's like sound waves, and I'll show you when we're doing the podcast. But it's like, it makes you meditate. It opens your mind, and this guy Spiritual Soul speaks like real truth. Like you should look him up. Like he talks about like you can see the future. You can open up. Like you can see things if you want to. You can like the sun, nature. He believes in all that. You don't believe in like
your brain makes it.
Yeah, like he and that music is like he always says meditate, meditate, meditate. If you want to know answers, meditate. It's like I guess your version of praying.
Yeah.
And like it's really good stuff. Like I mean I've been watching him lately, and my daughter, and like everything he says, like he predicts it, and it's been happening.
Yeah.
Like, and he tells you, and you should really look him up, and it has connection with the paranormal because it tells you how to like he talks about like how he believes, like his belief is we're in the matrix. Like everything that we do is controlled by a higher being, but we can find that answer if we meditate. But we're so blinded by things here, and it's crazy. Like I can get into it, but like you have to watch him because he makes more sense.
I have to watch him. What's his name again?
Spiritual Soul. And and it's cool. Like he's like he looks like a ghetto color dude, like.
I like to watch him.
But he's funny, but he's like truth. Like he speaks truth. Like when I saw him, I was like, get out of here. I thought he was crazy. I was like, okay, I'm like, you're funny, all right, you got jokes. And after a while, I was like, oh, wait a minute. So yeah, you can follow him on YouTube, and you may want to check him out. It gives you more insight on like how like spirituality, Okay. And but yeah, that music stuff, like it works. Like you hear it and people freak out. Like it's just like sound waves, like, and I'll show you, like, and it's like people like I know he blasted it on Twitch. Like he went on Twitch and he showed people like, and he blasted it loud and people were freaking out because it's a different kind of sound wave. Like and it's weird because like if you may feel tingling in your senses, like it hits you right here and you're like, oh, what's that? Like I guess like when an alarm goes off, you're like, like it hurts. It's like, it's weird. Like when I first heard it, it was like hitting me here, and that's because that's your senses. Okay. That's your third eye, and I heard it. Like when I heard it, I was like, what the heck, And I know he played it on Twitch, and everybody was like he blasted that, and everybody on the
what frequency it was or anything?
Yeah, he has. He talks about frequency, everything, like everything about frequency. He like everything is. That's why I love about music. Because everything is frequency. Yeah. Like he believes that 5G is what's killing people.
I've been saying this.
Yeah, like how this can't fight. Like he talks about all that 5G. Yeah. He talks about frequencies, like negative and bad frequencies. Like me, like I pick up frequencies through people. Like that's why I'm into music, like piano or anything. Because like when people talk, people don't understand that when you're talking to me, you're telling me what you are. Even though you may hide it, you're telling me. Like you give me the answers to the test. You're like, that's what I am. Oh, I hate those people. I hate it. But then you're telling me. To me, everything's reverse. In this world, from what I'm sensing, it's reverse. Everything's reverse.
It's like looking in the mirror.
Like
you say.
Yeah, it's like what like the whole Trump thing. It's reverse. It's to keep us. It's like Illuminati. So his name's Soul Illuminati too. But he believes like the whole Trump thing, like the World War III. It's just to distract us from the real thing. Like the real thing is that he's worried about is nature. So what's happening right now, Australia? Because
Amazon.
Because the people want the higher ups want that. They want to destroy that to limit people.
Make their own shit.
Yeah, like to limit the people's knowledge. Like so, like the moment we're waking up, they're like, we gotta do something. Kidnappings, bombings, You know, like the whole World War III. You see how people were like going nuts, right? I just looked up a lady that I forgot her name last night. Her name, she's from Iraq, and she's like, she posted and everybody's been dogging on her, but she says, you know, here in Iran, she's living right now. She's like, you know, there's no War III. She's like, they love Trump for what he did, killing that guy, because he killed millions of people. Like he was like a genocide, you know, like another Hitler. And he says people are here celebrating. They're not mad.
They're not mad.
They're like appreciating that we did it. But the media's like, oh no, you know, well, right now they're mad, you know. They're gonna, you know, well, that's it. They're gonna hit that red button. We're gonna go to war. See, everything's reversed, and that's the way I see life here. Everything is reversed. Even the Joker movie. If you heard him when he said, "My life's a joke," or what do he say, like, "My life's a comedy," you know. And he's, you know how he's going off, and he's going off on the, what's his name, Robert De Niro, and he's like, oh yeah, but you know, I could be in the middle of the street, and then you'll walk all over me, and you won't even care. Oh, but if it happens to you, oh my God, you know. You see, it's like that. And that's what Soul Illuminati talks about, spiritual soul. He talks about all that, like frequencies, and you know, he gets into like hardcore nature. Like he's like, that tree right there, that's somebody. Like he believes like that's a person, you know, like, you know, and people are like killing them, you know. It's like, but he says like he believes like sunbathing, you know, like I'm not meaning go to the middle of the sun and just be like that and get cancer, but like get nature, like nature's, you know, bathing, like you can get answers, you can find it, but you gotta like. And he always talks about people. He talks about how people throw energy, frequencies, and like negative energies. You know, like he'll talk about like bad women, bad guys. You know, talk about like different types of people. Like, you know, these people do this, and this is why they do it. And he just, man, he gets hardcore into it. You know, but you want to look him up, and you know, you're gonna get some great insights on how.
We'll check them out for sure.
Yeah, and that's kind of connection to the spirit world, because he mentions spirits and he mentions like aliens and you know, connections and higher ups, and it's just like, whoa, you know, like it can get into that detail, but like until people take it differently. Like some people are like into it, some people are like, oh, you know, it's too hardcore, you know. It's like no, it's bullshit.
They don't want to believe from they're like narrow, is what it is.
Yeah. So, but yeah, definitely check him out, and but yeah, I mean, you know, I'm really looking forward to working with you on the future. You know, I mean. You know, I know I've been trying to spread y'all's name out there, you know, like every time. And actually, there's I might actually have an investigation. Hopefully, there's an employer, and I can't mention his name, but he's works with me. But I know he's been having some, and he had a few paranormal groups go out there, but they've been like ripping him off, like
What?
they've been charging him.
No.
And I told my friend, I said, oh, and like people already know they're like, I'm the paranormal dude, you know, like they're like, oh, because like. They've been hearing my podcast, so they're like, get with Mike, and you know, and I've been trying to get with this guy, and I know he's been telling. I think his story was there's this little girl that's been haunting, a girl that visits his daughter, and then there's this like ugly guy, that mean spirit that's been like scaring the crap out of her kids, you know.
Oh man.
So they don't know if it's the prior paranormal group. I don't know who it was. They told them their name, but they said that they were like, oh, it's just a neighborhood. And I don't know. I know they charged them for like a cleansing, and they charged them a good amount.
No,
And-
we don't charge.
And I was like, dude, really? Like, I don't pay for jack. Like, I'll do it my damn self. You know, like if I'll do it.
Exactly.
You know,
We
like
actually put money, you know, towards these investigations. Just like recently, we got thumb drives. We're sending the people, whoever invited us out to do their business. We're actually, you know, buying this stuff. We're sending it to them for free. We're mailing it. So, I mean, we don't charge. We're actually like
We
pretty
actually
much giving out stuff.
we do giveaways every month. Or
yeah.
so.
And see, that's what I like about y'all, because y'all are like, see, because a lot of people don't know too much of this, and that is why my podcast is for that, and you know, is to exploit all that this, you know, well, really it's to that, and also this is real, like this is real stuff.
Yeah.
And y'all are out there putting your lives on the line.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just not like, oh, we're gonna go out there and be cool and look at us on YouTube, and you know, we're you know,
We
it's
could get
not.
an attachment.
Yeah, and I talk to people about it. And I have a few videos that I wish I could post, but it was with the prior group, and I think they're gonna, if I do it, they're gonna get all mad. But I showed them like on my phone, and they're like, oh man, they freak out. Oh my god, like, and even, you know, even tough guys, you know, they're like, oh, it's crap, and I show them that, and they're like they're quiet. They're just like, oh, I don't know, man, I don't want to go to, you know. And I always tell them like, hey, like they have houses on my house, how do let's go. Okay, and then I'm like, well, I'll go, you know, I'll go by myself, or I get people, I got enough friends that will go out there. I know a group that will go out there, and they're like, oh, yeah, but you know, but that's my whole point, is like to get evidence, show that we're not crazy, you know.
Exactly.
Because that's the first thing they said, like he was scared, like he he didn't want to tell anybody, and all this was like low key. Like he was just like no, like don't say nothing. But then when I found out, I was like, really? He paid like I think it was like close to $100 just for a cleansing, just to go there. And he said they didn't stay that long. It was only like 2 hours. I go, did at least give him a good investigation? Like, I mean, did they go in there and at least spend the night or something? You know, like no, they're only there for like a couple hours. Like
We also show people our equipment, like how to use it. We'll tell them this is our SLS camera, this is what's gonna come up, you know, this is EVP records. We show them the equipment that we have.
Yeah,
And we let them play with it too.
we encourage the clients to stay with us and let us see.
Yeah.
You know, let them see what
Or
they
ask
want.
questions.
Sometimes they
you know.
participate too. Sometimes they help us out.
And it's all up to them. We leave it all up to the client.
And that's kind of like I want to do. I'm really, my job is to like push y'all out there, because honestly, like I think y'all are like the goodest, the good paranormal groups. Like honestly, like, you know, I think you guys are really cool. Like when I know when I used to be with, you know, the former group and we were on introduction, I don't know why y'all just stood out. Like the other ones, I could tell they were like they were just they weren't really there. You know, it's just like.
Some people are just doing it for show.
Yeah, like I can tell, and I know y'all were really into it, and then when we worked together a couple of times, you know, I was like, man, these guys are like, got the
And we
equipment,
want
and
answers.
they're
We're trying to
yeah,
get
like
the
they want
answers.
it, like, you know, and that's what I like, you know, it's a passion for it, you know, and that's kind of like that's why I always keep throwing y'all's names out there, and just, you know, even when we bring that St. Joan of Arc, you know, like we're gonna have y'all like kind of, I want you to have y'all like our sister group, you know, kind of like
Yeah,
we all go out there and.
we're always
Do some
willing to
stuff.
work with other groups.
Because I know that's what's his name wanted, you know, if you know who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And but he wasn't doing that, you know, like he was just doing it to take ideas.
Who are we
And,
talking about?
And it's still happening. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, still.
So yeah, like that was the group, and I kind of liked it, but I didn't see no progress, and I just didn't feel like, and that's why that time that when y'all did that Donkey Lady Bridge over there, that was the reason why I left, honestly,
Really?
because I didn't feel it no more, man. I didn't feel the passion, and I'm a driven guy. Like when I'm passionate about something, I'm driven.
Yeah.
And like I'm the type of guy that if you're not gonna be with me, I'm gonna keep rolling. You know, like I'm gonna do without you. You know, like, and you know when I left, technically when I left, you know, but you know like, they you know they were, you know, our last conversation was, she was just like, well, you know, we had a vote out, we voted, which I knew was BS. You know, it's like it was just you.
Exactly.
I told him, hey, dude, you're just motivating me. Like you're not breaking me down. You know, like, and then when the podcast came in, and he was like, hey, you know, you're still part of the group. I'm like, no, I'm not. Yeah, it was like, hey, yeah. And then it was like, oh, you stole them from me. Like, no, it wasn't. It's because you told me.
Oh my goodness.
Like you're out. Like, all right, cool. You know, like, but then when seeing Art is a great guy. Art, and you know, he pushed me to do the podcast. And at that time I didn't care because I have other things, other side projects I was working on, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. You know, and we did it, and he's helped me out a lot, and now he's doing this paranormal stuff, and yeah, he's a great guy, and I really think that when they pushed him away, they made a mistake. Like
He did.
they made a lot of mistake, and you know, but it's gonna take off. Like I mean, it's, you know, and I want to, hopefully, you know, I want y'all for the ride. You know, I want you to come and get your names out there, and
That'd be great.
We don't just also offer investigations. We're now doing like face-to-face interviews. We want to interview people, get their side of their experiences of what they've seen.
oh yeah, you
Like
mentioned
on
that, right?
video.
Yeah, you mentioned that, right? I think it was like like a documentary or something,
Yes.
like episode 1, I guess. Like
Jane's still working on it. I guess it's taking a while because she has to review footage, cut stuff, and
Editing.
Yeah.
You know how that is.
yeah, I don't know how to edit. She does my editing, so I don't know.
Well, there you go. She knows.
Yeah,
It
she
takes a
does.
while.
That's why she's on there all into it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that's something new that we're starting to do too, and we're hoping to get more people to come aboard and do this interview with us.
Yeah, definitely. Like I don't mind being there. Like, you know, share a couple experiences. You know, like whatever I can do to help. You know, like I mean, just let me know when you guys are gonna do it, and I'll post it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll send out like a message like, hey, anybody
Cool.
want to be on camera? You know, tell you, you know, come and call these guys. You know, call us
So-
Deadseekers.
Anybody's listening and they want to share their experiences with us, just send us a message.
Yeah, definitely. I'll send them the link because I've been trying to get that too. Like, but for me, I think I'm gonna start doing this new route where like, because I'm trying to put podcasts every week, and my goal is to get people, but it's kind of hard, you know, because scheduling and some people are just
Yeah.
too scared to.
Yes.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a second option where like I've been reading a lot about different stories, like the Mothman, I think, and like that caught my eye. I think recently they just saw had a sighting. It was
Really?
like, yeah, it was recently they just had a sighting. I
San
posted.
Antonio or?
It was up north. I think
Okay.
the area where they saw it, I guess, they had a two sightings recently, and I posted it on that arts page, like the Ghost Bar or
Somebody's
whatever.
coming back.
So they had an incident where they seen like a big bird, and I that's something where I kind of want to start doing like creative writing, where like I'm gonna look at articles, write it, and talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, you know, today's subject is about Mothman, and
Yeah.
and if people want to submit their like requests or comment in the bottom, like, oh, talk about I don't know donkey lady. All right, cool. Then I'll go start researching some stuff, So
Like
that's
you could
kinda-
bring, I don't know if you, we recently were in another one where they were on YouTube video chat, and they were interviewing us by phone, so you could have callers calling you.
Yeah, see, I'm trying to learn that too. I'm not good with this tech. Like, I'm just barely learning. Like, I barely know how to podcast. I was like, huh, what do you do? So, like, I kind of want to do that. Like, I know sometimes y'all can't come together, so, it'll be easier. Like, we could do, like, a video chat,
Exactly.
A Skype call. I don't know how it is. I know you can do that, and then we'll all be on the background and talk, and, and everybody's. I want to do that. So, I need to buy, like, cameras like these,
Yes.
It's like, it's just
It'll
like.
be easy for you too, because you don't have to like bring people here, and you could just. Do
Oh, yeah.
it.
Like, I like
You know
bringing
what I'm
people
saying?
here. Like, I like to. But see, like, that's why I bought this, so I can go over there.
Yeah.
I can go to y'all's area and we can do it there. Because I plan to reach out to more people like that that Art knows. Like Sandy's, I don't know if you heard, she has Sandy's Fashion, but she has her own dollhouse, I believe. And she had she was at the, what do you call it, that fest they have, what do you call it,
At the
the
Victoria's
Black Swan?
one.
There you go. And she was there and she had two dolls and yeah, they're creepy. And I know the former group I was with, they had some they had connection with her and they did a documentary on her. But yeah, I wanted to get with her, and Art knows her, so he's just like, yeah, get with her.
Nice.
And I talked to her a lot. I talked to her in person, and she was really cool. And she was like, yeah, whenever you're ready, just like friend me on Facebook, and we did. She's like, and just let me know, and I'll do it all podcast with her and take
Yeah.
pictures. But yeah, she's got her own dolls, and I'm really into that stuff.
We're starting to
Maybe
take
she'll
our
do
own
a
doll.
story.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have our own doll now too. So.
Oh, you do?
maybe
Oh
we-
wow, man! I gotta check that out.
He forgot him though.
It's Robert the dog. When we went to the museum, we bought a little Robert, and
These are that big.
stuff happened when we brought him that night. We had him in a backpack because of course he's a souvenir, and the backpack just like fell. It was hanging, and it's just like something lifted up and just dropped the backpack. So I had told him, take him out. He doesn't want to be in the backpack. And when we took him home, we got the
The K2 reader.
K2 reader, and he was just throwing off so many
It just
different.
kept going off.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, right?
I don't think I would have a doll. I mean, like, sometimes that thing right there scares me. Like, and that's something my daughter created.
Oh.
Like that Joker, like that. She painted. And I look, like the other night I woke up in the night and I
You
get up
see
and I'm like,
it?
like it's so dark. And I'm like, what the heck? And I look and like, oh, it's you, Joker. Okay, like yeah, even that. And so yeah, I mean, I don't think I could ever have like a doll.
Our little one talks it too. She's like, "Hi, Robert. You want to eat cereal with me?" I'm like, "Okay, that's kind of strange."
That's cool. I know they brought one to that meeting where you had that paranormal gathering.
Yeah.
And that doll they brought. That thing burned my eyes.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh,
The moment, and it was crazy because like when they brought her out, I'm here talking, like I'm talking to you, right? And my attention's not even there, like focus on that. And then I just something went like, turned my head, and I looked at her and I went, and she just
Wow.
locked eyes on me, like she just looked at me and I went like, and then my eyes started burning. Like I had this, you know how when you have allergies, you know how when you have that little head cold, like that little head, that little headache right here and it hurts, right? It's like you tip over, you're like, oh, it feels like that. Okay, that's how I felt. I went home and my eyes were burning.
Was it that doll from that one case?
Yeah, that one that they brought out. They were like, "Don't touch it." They were all freaking out,
Oh yeah.
And they're like, "Don't take a picture of it because it, like, I don't know."
I would have taken a picture.
Yeah. So like, I looked at her and like she caught my attention and burned my eyes. Like my eyes were just,
Dang.
oh my god! Like I just couldn't. Like I was like just blinking and they were telling me, "You okay?" I'm like, I don't know what that stupid doll did to me, but she got me good, and I was like, so I went home and I was driving and my eyes are like watering and I'm here like, shit. So I go home, throw water in my eyes, and then after like an hour it subsided.
Wow.
And I was
That's
just
crazy.
like, dang, like, yeah. So I get connected to like stuff like that, like the other day we were watching an old documentary on exorcism. I think Emily Rose. I don't know. It was like, but for some reasons, ever since that position I had, when there's demon talking, I can like hear it. And I remember my daughter was playing it and the audio, and you hear it go, ah. and I'm over here like feeling it, like getting like mad and like it's like talking to me and it's making sense to me, and I'm here like getting all riled up too, like you know, and like it's weird. It's like talking, and I'm here like, and I'm here getting all like I'm getting it. I'm feeling the effect of it, like and I, so yeah, like I start feeling it, and my daughter's just, and I told my daughter to turn it off, and I'm here like I'm feeling the vibe of it, you know. It's just like, and I'm here like it's making sense to me, like, you know, just angry, and I'm just like tripping, and I'm like twitching. And you're like, what the? And I mean, and I'm here going, like feeling it, the way it's going, and it's choking, like, and I'm here like, and I'm feeling the anger. I'm feeling that vibe, you know. I'm feeling what it's talking. Like, I'm hearing you. I hear it. I know what you're saying, you know. Like, I can just sense all that evil, you know, and it's just like tripping out on me, you know. That it's weird. Ever since that, I just feel that. Whenever I hear like negative vibes, even when people are just like, negativity rubs off of me instantly. It's like a bad scent. It's just like, even in the store, like I can absorb people's energy.
Okay.
Like, there's days where I'm tired, and if I really focus a lot, like, I can take people's energy, and then I'll feel hyped up.
Yeah.
You know, like a concert. You know, when you go to the concert, and you're like, oh, you're all pumped
so you
up, right?
take energy from people, pretty much,
Yeah.
right?
And I can leave a trace. Like if I'm mad, I'm a quiet guy. Like, I won't say anything, but you can feel it. It's just like it's out.
Your energy is high.
And you'll look at me and be like, you okay? Like, I have people at work tell me, you okay? And I'm like, and I'm in my head thinking, like, how the hell did they know?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. It's like, I can be smiling all day and no. And I can do that, you know, and that's why a lot of when the former group, they wanted me around, because like whenever they had some attachment or they had some like negative thing, they would just come and they would be next to me, and then they would feel better, or they get drained. Yeah, and it's because I was doing it, and I don't mean to do it. It just happens, you know.
I get the same way.
So,
Yeah, I know.
and people get comfortable around me, but when they get too comfortable, then they get drained. You know, it's like I have impact on people. Like at work, I mean, I do that. Like, you know, I'm a quiet guy, but when I walk in, you know, it's kind of like people just, you know, it's kind of like a celebrity, right? You know, a guy walks in, no one cares, and celebrity walks in, everybody's like, you know, they're just like, they turn right, some rock, you know, everybody's like, their attention's on them. That's kind of like what I get. You know, I'm a quiet guy, and if I'm mad, it's like people sense it. It's weird. It's like I can walk in and they're just looking at me, and then they're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like, you know, or I'm really hyped up. They're just looking at me, and they're like, and I'm just like there, and they're like, "Wow," you know, like, "Hey, you're in that good mood today," and I'm not even like smiling in a good mood. I'm not like walking in like, I'm still looking like I'm upset, but they're like, "Oh, you're in a great mood today." And I'm like, yeah, you know, so it's kind of like that. I have that sensitive, and I can sense things, and I can talk to spirits if they want me to. They can use me like a vessel, like if they want. Like when we saw that entity, that video I was telling you about that I wish I could post. Before we walked in there, it was that you saw the interview with me, and like I think I posted on my Facebook. It was like me in a beanie, and they're like, I'm talking, and it says Lone Paranormal. We look at my, okay, well that was where we saw that, and after that talk, I was setting up, and then I just went in this like trance. Like, and I just started looking at like this hallway, and then I started sensing like I'd been here, and then I remember just kind of going into like a little dream state, and I saw myself walking to the room where we saw that, like, and I just saw myself walk, and I'm like, I've been here, and I would walk off, and I walk to the room, and I'm like, what the hell, you know, like, and then that same day we caught that entity, that room. I said, it's right here. I told them it's right here, and that some of the sensitives, they didn't believe me. They're just like, no, it could be internet, and that's the reason why I didn't like being with them either, because like everything that I sensed, they just kind of like either they went off of it or they didn't believe me. The first investigation we went, we had this lady where she would had her house was haunted, and they would cause a lot of arguing. As soon as we walk into that house, first thing my senses, I just do this, and it's upstairs. So it's like directing me. It's like it's right up here, right? And first thing you tell me is, no, it's everywhere. It's not there. And sure enough, we talked to the client, and he says everything happens up there.
Wow.
I'm like you know, like it tells me. Same thing when we caught that statue where like the house was haunted because they found like a Virgin Mary, but they made it like a devil.
Oh.
And as soon as I walk into the back, I was doing my own solo thing. I would put the necrophonics in it, and the spirit was telling me, backyard, Mike, leave, get out. And I'm like, okay. And so I walk back there, and then in the corner of my eye, I see this lady. Like, you know, like if you look, like let's say like I'm just you're looking out your window, you're looking at me, but then you can turn. It's crazy. Like I looked at her, and she saw me looking, and she's looking at the backyard, and I looked at her, and she just went, she goes, and then she shut off the light, and then I went, and her face disappeared. I don't even know there was a real person in that window across, because I'm like right there, going to the driveway, and you know you can see her house right there, and I just see her like real dim, and she's looking at me, and she makes eye contact with me. I look at her, and she goes like that, and then her face just disappears, like if like the light dimmed out perfectly.
Wow.
And I'm here thinking, was that a spirit or was that like an actual lady? And so I continued went back there, and the electric fire was going crazy, like get out, be careful, beware, get out, and it was like going nuts, and I was like telling them when I was like, hey, it's over here, and they're like, no, they're in that room doing their thing. Sure enough, they went back there, and they found it.
They found it.
And before I went back there, I led the investigation back there. I was like, let's just go in there. As soon as I opened that door to the backyard where it's at, something pushed me. Like I just saw a shadow go like, boom, and I went, oh, whoa, like that, and it like ran through me. And then that's when we went down to the garage, and that's when we found it. And then we found all these bones,
Oh wow.
like sacrificed, like it was like a dog or something. Like yeah, we found it that day. And then I told them, and then after that, the clients were having like crazy. As they got rid of it, I drove, because it's real close to here. Like I can drive and show y'all. I drove back down there and I put the necrophonics. I stopped across the street, and the thing was saying, "Thief, get out! Thief, get out!"
So you like sense that? I mean, I think they call you and they tell you, "Hey, I'm over here" or something.
Yeah, and that day, the second time we went, when we took that statue, it was crazy. It was like a spooky movie. I looked down, like I took my senses. I looked to the right, and the street light
Blinking,
flashing,
flashing.
and I said, "It's over there." I said, "It's over there. It's just checking us out."
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that's the things that I have. Like I can sense stuff. If they want me to talk, I can talk through them. It's just, you know, whatever I feel. You know, it can be like we have a little girl here.
Mm-hmm.
She's here in this house. She comes and goes.
And
She bothers my daughter. She bothers my daughter. Like a nice show. I call her name out, but that big room, like when you walk up, there's that room right here. That's where my daughter. That's her room. But that's when she was growing up. That was her room, and she would play in there. Well, the light always turns on, and sometimes when I have that sense, like I told you about that sense I have, it's like that third eye. When I start feeling that vibe, like, oh, I got a headache, she's here. And last time I saw it, like I was like in a daze, and I was like, oh my god, that's my bathroom. I was, I guess, all like, oh, and I kind of spaced out for like a couple of seconds, and I saw the little girl, like she's just walking, and she goes in the room and goes, click, turns on the light and starts playing with the toys.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, she's here. She knows when she's here, she'll let me know. And one time she scared my daughter. My daughter, she was in that room. She was doing her editing, and she you know, jamming out, and she heard someone go, "Ay." And my daughter came on. Oh, Dad, I heard her. So I go in there and I told her, like, you're fine. You can stay here. If you're fine, I don't care. Your peace, but don't scare my daughter. And then we both started feeling sad.
Aww.
Like she got scolded, like you know, like I felt like crying, and my daughter's like, Dad, I feel sad, because I guess the entity felt
I
like.
think they give you the feelings.
Yeah, like.
And she's got your gift.
Yeah, she
Right?
feels and she feels it like I guess the spirit felt like, it's a little girl. She felt like Daddy's getting mad at her, you know, and then she was just like, and she left. And I go, you can come back, sweetie. I go, just don't scare
Get her
us.
toy.
And she comes, she makes her presence known. She'll even my mom died here, so my mom comes once in a while. She'll see her. Last time I saw an apparition of her, like she used to hate when we leave the lights on, like the light stairs. The one time it was the middle of the night, and I left it on, and I was going to the bathroom right here. And then I'm here like gaming it up, right, you know, hardcore, and I'm like, oh, I'll be right back, I'm gonna go take a piss. So I go in there, and then I just look in the corner, like I come my senses look, and I just see a lady in a gown, which is my mom's gown, but I just don't see her face. I'll just hear her do this, click, and then she's walking down the steps like that.
Oh wow.
And I went, oh shit! I went, Mom, and like she ain't saying nothing, and I just see her turn right, because if you come down the steps this way and you go right, that big room in the back, that's her room. That's where she died at, because she died of cancer. She died in that room. She walked, and I went in there and I looked, and my dad's asleep and no one's there.
Wow.
So yeah, it's some cool
Do you
stuff.
think that's like a residual, would you say, or she doesn't want to scare you by not showing?
Well, no,
herself?
she comes because you can smell her perfume.
You can
Like
smell her.
she comes and checks, and I talked to Katrina Cooper. You know, I remember that she was that medium that was over there at the Swan.
At this one.
She was there. She told me about my mom.
Yeah.
She read because I'm real skeptic. I'm like, you read me. Like I'm not gonna tell you nothing. You know, once you, and she told me, your mom is keeping an eye on your daughter. And she says, and she's around a lot of smoke, which is my uncles. They were like hardcore smokers, and of course they died of lung cancer, right? She's like, she's with her brothers and they're smokers, right? And I'm like, what the heck? And she's like, and you know that room that she died in? I'm like, yeah. She described my mom's room perfect. She goes, she's in there, and she's always keeping an eye on your daughter. And sometimes she'll come and she'll visit her, and she's not. And she told me she's right now she's really sad because she wants you to focus on her, and you know, and when I called her and told her what she was doing, she told me, yeah, Dad, that's kind of where I'm at right now in my life, you know, like, you know, and she's like, and she needs more attention, and she's mad at my ex-wife because she ignores her now. They don't really spend too much time together. So she's like, and sure enough, she told me, yeah, that's how I've been feeling, and I'm like, we need to talk to me, you know. And so my mom did come through, and she's like, I'm here, yes, I'm in the house, and whatever I do, it's me. So she really confirmed that she's doing that stuff. Like, so whenever my daughter hears like a knock, that's my mom trying to tell her something, you know.
Yeah.
And Katrina Cooper did confirm the little girl.
I need to meet her because I have not met one.
She's really nice.
One person that be able to tell me.
Everybody that even Kayla and a couple of guys in the group, like, they're real hardcore, like she's full of shit. They all lined up and they all came back crying.
Really?
They all came back crying. They were like on point.
Wow.
Yeah, we're gonna need to get her information.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's on Facebook. Her name's
Definitely.
Katrina Cooper. She comes and she was giving free readings, but look her up, Katrina
Send her
Cooper.
a message now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go friend request.
yeah, she's really nice, and I think so far that I believe she's like she is real.
Okay.
So you may want to look her up
Yeah, definitely.
and you know.
Because
So-
everybody that I met, they don't really tell me anything. They can't tell me.
Yeah,
anything.
she's like, I mean, I know she charges for sessions, but like, and I told her, because I always felt this, that I told her, like, I feel like I don't belong here. Like, you know, people ever felt that, like, they feel like they're not, and mainly it's a lot of people with depression, like, they feel like they're not part of society, and it's the truth. People are from different worlds, we're all different, you know, and that's where I believe, and I believe that, like, me as a leader, being that person, in my former life, I was a leader, and in my next life, I'm gonna be a leader. This sets us up to, like, to preparation for the next world, for the next level or stage of our life. You know, it's not like you go to heaven and that's it. It sets up that everyone has a calling.
It's a
and
training.
it's like and that's what I feel. And I told her about it. I said, do you believe in like stuff like that? And she said, yeah. She said, you know, Mike, she goes, you are not from here. She told me you are. What you're feeling is the truth. Like, you're not from here. But we'll talk about that another time.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, okay. You know. Because, you know, like, I'm like, take my money. You know, like, you know, like, she had like a lot of people lined up.
Wow.
She had a lot of people, but yeah, she told me that. I said, answer this one question, please. Just let me know if it's a yes or no. You don't have to tell me into detail. I'm just like, I feel like I don't belong here. And she's like, I do believe, and I do communicate with intergalactic people, and there's people that don't belong here. They're from different worlds, and she goes, and you're one of them. And she's like, but that's a whole different thing that we need to look at. And I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, I believe it. Like, I don't, like, sometimes I look at a star, like I saw one star one time, and I came up from work and just having those thoughts, right? I'm like, dude, like, I don't know why I feel so out of it. Like, I can't communicate with people. And one time I looked and I said, is there someone really here watching me? Okay, so I look at a beautiful star that night. It was like cold. It was like a couple of months ago. And I look in the corner and I see this bright star. And it was like the brightest star of them all. Like, I'd never seen it before. And I'm always looking at this direction. When I look up, I always look this direction. I don't know what it is. I'm always looking. But that star was there. So I went to sleep that night. Woke up like 3 or 4 in the morning. Didn't have to go to the bathroom. Just woke up randomly. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, oh, I gotta be up for work at, a couple hours. So I go back to sleep. I couldn't sleep. Someone kept telling me, look out the window. This window right here. Lights are off. I look up, and there's that star. It looked like, and it was moving.
What?
Like this. It moved. And I was like answering it like mentally, like, are you there? Like, can you, is it you telling me I'm watching you? Can you move? And it was like, moving.
Crazy.
And I was just like, what the hell? And then I was like, I told it, I don't believe it. Come back a second night. That's what I said. Same night. Woke up 3 or 4 in the morning. There it is.
And there it was.
Clear as day. And I'm here like, people are not seeing this. And I was like, maybe they'll come on the news tomorrow. Maybe it'll come on Facebook that day. No one saw it. No one saw it. Only I saw it. I was thinking like maybe I'm seeing it and other people are watching it right now, and it's gonna blow up. But no.
But it didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
That's happened to us before too, driving home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's there. It was telling me like, I'm watching you, and what you're feeling is true, and you do not belong here, and you're gonna come home soon. Because sometimes I'll just say it like, I'm coming home.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be home soon. And I just look up to that corner. I'm always looking up. So it's kind of like they call it stargazing.
Yeah.
People are like star seeds, like they're here for a purpose. And that's where spirits are. That's where demons, when you think about it. People like talk about demons, but they're not just people. We're like this little thing in a big old galaxy.
Like a speck.
we have so many worlds. People live and die every day. So those spirits come to us. They just, it's like the wind. It just blows through us. So spirits come. That's what
Because
when
they also have a training. They have.
yeah. So that's why when they hear spirits, they're like, it doesn't sound human. What could be a different meaning? You know, even Steve Huff just confirmed it. He had a spirit box and one said, aliens, lizard men.
Oh, yeah.
And people talk about the lizard men, right? You heard about that, the Anunnaki, all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's a whole different thing. I mean, I talked to a lot of people. That's how hardcore I get into it. And they even believe in magic, where they believe magic was, like, it is the truth. Like, magic does exist. You know, people think, like, it's bullshit. They even think, like, Moses was a magician. You know, the whole, that. Back then, they even talked about Egyptians. Like, Egyptians didn't create the Sphinx. Like, there were a prior civilization, and then they just moved in on them. Like, and magic was the truth. Like, magic did exist. And my friend was going off and man, it sounded so great. I need to talk to him, but he said that this race was doing magic, and they would do magic for everything. You know, to like control the weather. You know, make people fall in love with you. You know, or like if you hate somebody, they put hexes on you. You know, it's like it was the truth, and that's where they say Moses, and of course Jesus was. They say Jesus was probably an alien, because back then, if you look at John, was it the Revelations? I think it was John, right? Was seeing the future. He was saying like, I see dragons blowing fire, but all that he was seeing was like our airships and our tanks, lions shooting.
seeing the future.
Yeah. So if you think about it, Jesus never. There's no really like evidence. I mean, besides like testimonies and stuff. But they're saying that he flew up in the air and took off, right? Well, think about it. It could have been a saucer,
Yeah.
Beam me up, Scotty, he went up there. And paintings, medieval paintings, pictures, like flying saucers. Like they have a nice painting, and you see like a little flying saucer.
The Mayans.
Even the Mayans artifacts, you see like guys in
You'll see
spacesuits
all those symbols.
walking around.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, I mean, we weren't that. I mean, back then we were cavemen. We didn't know how to build a house. Eventually we evolved, but there had to be someone there to show us the way. Like.
Exactly.
So that's where the Anunnaki comes in, and we could be here forever. Theories, but I'm just saying, like, that's where, like, we have to think about, like, that's why I love about paranormal and about, like, because it's all together.
Yeah, it's
It
fascinating.
is.
We visited the ruins, the Mayan ruins a few times. We swam in the cenote, and just the energy, the vibe that you get from there, it's amazing.
And that's where I want to go. I want to go to Mexico, but I was always scared because the cartels and all that stuff. It was just like,
The part that we went, it wasn't.
like I'm gonna go there and get killed or
I know.
kidnapped.
That's what stops me.
Yeah, because I know, like, my dad, he used to go out there a lot with, because my stepmom, she's from Mexico, so she's, like, really in there, she's really deep. I think Monterrey, I believe, and I know they used to go a lot, but it's just all that drug cartel. But, well, she goes, but she goes on the bus, but, but my dad, he don't go, like, he's just like, oh, no,
We go on a cruise, so.
You don't touch lands until you get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's cool. Yeah, see, I want to
That's
go.
probably
Like,
the
I'm
best
like,
way to
dude,
go.
I want to go. Like, I want to walk. Just want to walk those grounds. That's
It's
just amazing.
amazing. The energy that you get, it's like, it feels like you could just keep on walking upstairs.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. I can't really describe it. It's
yeah,
just-
that's kind of where I want to go, like that. And there's like ruins in Antarctica. They found pyramids in Antarctica.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they just found pyramids, like in the
Nice.
snow. They
Check
uncovered.
that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's out there. The truth is out there. Like I said, it's just all covered. That's where what's his name? Soul Illuminati or what his name is. Search of Soul says like everything's covered. I mean, there's one thing he believes, and I'm so about this one, but it's starting to make sense to me a little bit. He believes the world is flat,
Really?
and he explains it. It's not like he just says the world is flat. He talks about like how like how he I think one thing he pointed out was how is it that the sun over here and the moon is out. Like how is it all they like together? How they rotate. Like is it why is it the sun's over here and then you got the moon out in broad daylight? He's like,
So how does that happen?
yeah. See, he explains it. I forgot how he did it, and then he's talking about like how the astronauts didn't really go to the moon and everything was staged, and then there's like a picture where like there's a hammer I guess where they work and it's like stuck on the ground.
Yeah.
It should be like floating, it's there. So they're still thinking
Yeah.
that, and then and there's other skeptics talk about that the moon, how the moon turns red, that there's people living in the moon, like aliens living in the moon,
Oh wow.
and they turn it red. You see, it goes into, and I met this guy on Facebook. I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't know what happened to him, and he has his webpage. It's called Extraterrestrials Created Humans Created Aliens, and you can find it. and he has all these pictures. Like it's a picture of an alien where like he's like it's an autopsy, like it's dead, and the alien face, and then he has a Chinese guy right here, an Asian guy here next to it, looking exactly the same. Like how, and he I was talking to this guy online, and he disappeared. I even asked him, "Are you alien?" He's like, "Yeah," and he told me everything. He sent me all his information. This is where I got the idea. He told me the moon is controlled by aliens. It's red for a purpose. There's people living on it right now. And I was like, "Well, shit." And I was like, "Oh, wow!" Like, and people would comment on him, and he would just shut them down. Like, boom, he would explain to them, and he talked about Anunnaki and how Anunnakis are the god, which is everything started in Africa. Life started in Africa, and Anunnaki was a black race, and they eventually aliens started messing around and like, oh, let's breed with this guy, and then this is where and then that's when they had like 8 foot. You heard about the 8 foot tall giants, right? Which is like in the Bible, I think it was. Forgot what they were called. They're mentioned in there.
I heard about them.
Yeah, they're 8 foot giants that were like an angel messed around with the human, and they made this. But it's mentioned in the Bible though. But yeah, so yeah, like it gets into all that, and he was telling me everything, and I it was crazy. At first, I thought this guy's crazy, and I would just get intrigued, and I was talking to this guy for like a good year, and then he just disappeared.
Wow. So you can't even send him a message because he's gone.
He's gone. Like I talked to him, and
That's crazy.
he even told me, like he says, I'm not from here, and I'm not alien. He was real cool. Talked like a regular guy. It wasn't nothing intergalactic language. It was just like, but he was on point, and he would send me pictures and pictures.
Excuse me. Let me talk to Ari.
Okay, we'll edit that.
Maybe he knew too much. You think?
Huh?
That's what I'm thinking
Yeah,
too.
he knew a lot.
No, I mean, what I'm saying is government interfered in this.
Yeah, he did, but you can look at his page. His page is up still, and I'll send you the link. And he has all these pictures like of Anunnaki and how like the history, and he explains how it all came to be, and he talks about Anu and this other god. They're all brother and sister. And it's crazy, like, and it resembles almost like Cain and Abel. Like it goes into that, and then it talks about the Great Flood. And it's like, wait a minute, didn't Noah go to the Great Flood? But then it's talking about another. So yeah, it gets deep.
And what is it called? Upstill?
It's called Extraterrestrials, Created Humans, Created Aliens. If I'm correct, I have to find it. It's still up. I haven't looked at it in a while, but
That's interesting.
That's a whole other topic.
yeah, that's a whole other topic. But yeah, you might want to look at that. Write that down and look at that. You want to like, if you have paranormal guys on, because I know there's a paranormal group out there, and they're in case you ever get with them and you guys have your cool little conversations, you can be like, hey, got this, but you guys got anything last to say? I know we've been here for a while.
Yeah, no.
I know you guys got
Okay,
things.
good.
I'm good.
Oh, you just like going back to the stories, ghost stories. Where we're trying to do this new project. If anybody's interested in saying their ghost stories, on camera, just to reach out to us, and we'll get them scheduled for an
Okay,
interview.
and when we can, this is for the listeners. Deadseekers are gonna have their, I guess you can say, documentary show coming soon. If you guys want to get with them, you can visit their Facebook site. It's going to be Deadseekers, San Antonio Deadseekers. You can go ahead and leave a message, get in contact with Janie Jr., Jonathan, any of the members there. They'll go ahead and they'll get with you. Is there any other future things you guys are going to come out soon that I can share with the listeners?
We have talks and stuff. We can't really say anything right now because it's not set in stone.
And we don't want our ideas to get deep.
Yeah.
But just stay tuned. We're gonna have we have some stuff coming up. So.
Well, I appreciate y'all coming out, and I'm gonna give shout outs to y'all. I thank you for coming out, especially with this ugly weather. Made it pretty cool, right? With the lightning, and that was my sound effects, But I want to give a shout out to Art and Dominica, always push me, driving a podcast. Kenneth Drill, also for the St. John of Arc Paranormal Order that's coming soon. We're going to be collaborating with San Antonio Deadseekers, and we're going to be going out and doing some cosmic investigations. 2020 is a new year. We have big plans, so stay tuned. We're going to have more podcasts coming soon. Even live podcasts with investigations. We're going to have a podcast with the Deadseekers. Hopefully one day we're going to have another podcast with them, and we're going to get more stories and more investigations. But once again, I want to thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
Appreciate
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Just real quick, if you want to reach out to us, we're on Facebook at San Antonio Deadseekers. We're on Instagram, San Antonio Deadseekers, Twitter, San Antonio, everything's San Antonio Deadseekers. YouTube, Snapchat. You can email us at sanantoniosads@gmail.com. Or you can give us a call at 210-649-5962. Call or text. If anybody's out there that needs us to go investigate, send us a message on any platform, give us a call, and we'll get in touch with you and we'll set it up. We don't charge. Everything's free service, and we let y'all participate or whatever y'all want to do. So that's all I gotta say. I appreciate it, Mike, for having us out here.
Oh, I appreciate you coming out. For all the listeners, you heard that. You want to reach out to San Antonio Deadseekers. They're pretty much in every social media platforms. You can definitely get with them. If not, you can reach out to me and my Lone Wolf Paranormal page, and I'll definitely get the message out to them, and we can go ahead and get that investigation going. Once again, want to thank y'all for listening. Y'all have a good night, and like I said, we're gonna have more content coming soon. And always remember, you're never alone.